So here I am with another video looking to show up the modern version of Yserbius, a follow-up to my previous video. Here I've logged into MedievaLands, which is the modern take, and as you can see, you can choose between the Shadow of Yserbius or the Fates of Twinian, which was the sequel to it. I'm going to go ahead and log into Shadow of Yserbius here. You can see some of the characters I've already pre-created. In this, multiplayer is actually fully supported, so you can play your games with other people, and makes it quite fun. As you can see here, I have a level 12 wizard, even got a cleric created, but not really played much yet. Yeah, so let's get right to it. Let's go ahead and log in. We will go with Dark Knight, my knight. As you can see, it's got the same exact interface, practically the same graphics. You can actually go into the tavern here and see who else is online and talk to people. You can review message boards. You can see what guilds are available. All the inactive guilds. You can even see the Hall of Records, people who have achieved some of the achievements in the game. People who have actually defeated Yserbius. I wish I had my other character on here. He would be up there from long ago. And then, of course, everything else is slightly different. The interface has changed a tiny bit. Some different spacing here. All the explanations are here. You can actually see what quests you're on. You can't do this in the original game. Records. Apparently I'm not eligible for single-player speedrun records, but you know, something that's there. The options are slightly different than previously. But otherwise, I mean, here's your attributes. You saw the attributes screen on the last video. This one's outlined a little bit differently. It even tells you the maximum you can go with some of these attributes, which is definitely useful. Your appearance, largely much the same. I'm not going to go through all the options this time around, but it's very similar. You can customize your character just like you could in the original game. Spells. As you can see, I've got a lot more spells, and instead of an up-down scroll, there's a next button to see all the additional spells that are available. And as you can see, my knight has quite a few spells. And there's skills, and this was the fencing skill I was referring to when I created my character in the last video. This can really help your character attack better. There's a bunch of other skills here. Leadership, if you're the leader of the party, you can increase your own strength and defense and initiative of all party members. Can intimidate other enemies into attacking you, sort of like being the meat shield or the tank, as it were, in more modern MMOs. Then, of course, you have your buy items here. It's slightly different. It tells you whether you've actually owned it. As you can see, when you mouse over, you can also get information on stats, like what it actually gives you and how beneficial it is. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you whether those stats are better or worse than what you're currently wearing, so you do have to be a little familiar with what you already have. As you can see here, I do have a teleport pass, so I own one, so it shows that I already have them. I have 3 mana restores, so there's that. And then, of course, this is where you can sell your own items. This is all the items that I have in my inventory, and this is how much gold I have. And then you can actually see your inventory in this version of the game. In the other version, you actually could not see your inventory from this screen, so you can actually see all the stuff you have and transfer stuff into an item bank here. Can't trade these. I have also noticed that they've updated some of the icons for the objects here. Like rings don't look like this in the original game. This is definitely an updated graphic. Scrolls, this is how the scrolls look in the old game. That's how long this has been sitting in my inventory. He's updated this look of scrolls to be completely different. I wish I had an example to show you, but I don't right off the top of my head. And then we go back to the beginning. So let's go ahead and go in and adventure around a little bit. So as you can see here, it's got a different layout. You have your character up here, and you can actually see your health and mana pool as represented by bars, so that's very cool. You do have this sort of 3D look to the walls here. Did not have that in the previous game. And as you can see, the arrows are much larger and buttons are moved around. You can see your inventory, you can see what you're actually wearing. This is your spell book, your skill book, I guess. It's a scroll, but it's a skill book. And then, of course, you can see players in a local area because this is multiplayer. You can chat with other players, and this is a quick button to get to your options. You can focus on just dungeon information, what's going on in the dungeon. You can see all the chat that's happening in the current area, or the global chat, in case you want to talk with anybody logged into the game, you know, from anywhere. But let's go ahead and go on a little bit. Where do I want to go? Let's... Ooh, 2 snakes. And if you can remember how often I missed in the last video, whenever I was attacking, I was almost always missing. Look at that, kill 2 at once, and get a standard heal potion as a reward. But I don't need that, I've got heal all potions, which are much more powerful. Wolves, no problem, again. Not for my level 16. Let's see, I will probably die, but let's see if we go towards the center. So here, I'm going to need my shield. Now I noticed that in this version of the game, the shield wears off a lot more quickly than it does in the original. I also noticed that the shield almost immediately gets applied, whereas in the previous game, you go through at least 1 round before the shield gets applied. It could be an initiative issue, but here, it does apply immediately, well, at least it appears to. Standard mana potion that I don't need. Let's continue on. 2 thieves. Kill them. And now I get teleported to the center. So as you can see, much of the game is pretty much the same. Why is this an intent? 1 mountain lion. I don't know why the intense music started for that battle. There's some pretty tough battles here. 4 bronze ogres. I killed all 4 right there. I'm not going to pick up any of those rewards. I don't need them. Goblins. They shouldn't be too hard to kill. Copper ogres. I didn't know ogres looked like that. And look at this, a club of anger gives you +2 to dexterity and +6 threat. That's a stat that did not exist in the previous game. And it's also a blue colored. I think they're doing some of the, you know, common and rare and epic colorings of most MMORPGs, where common is typically white and uncommon is green and rare is blue. And then, depending on the rules of the game, usually ultra rare instead of epic is a deeper blue, or in games like World of Warcraft, instead of ultra rare you have epic, which is typically a purple color. And technically there is something above epic. There is artifact, and that's typically indicated by like a orangish brown. Maybe I'm a little colorblind, I'm not sure exactly what color it's supposed to be, but it's something along those lines. Just a standard club. For some reason I thought these battles were a little bit more difficult. And I am killing them like they're nothing. Shield this time. Let's show what some magics look like. I can do a level 12 hail, which will attack all enemies and do moderate damage. Fireball's very powerful, can cause a lot of damage. But since there's so few people left, I don't want to waste the mana on that. In fact, I was going to show Stormwind and Poison Cloud, but it looks like they're almost done for, so let's just go ahead and finish off the battle. A Ring of Libeccio. See, some of this stuff is not in the original game. He's definitely added some items to the game and added some stats to the game that didn't originally exist. You didn't have a Ring of Libeccio that gave you magical resistance. So fascinating what he's done with it. On one hand, I kind of like some of the changes, but on the other hand, as an originalist, I kind of miss the original look and feel. But overall, I definitely think it's a good game and worth taking a look at. You can easily download it by going to MedievaLands.com or MedievaLands.net. I should have looked that up first. A Minotaur. It's good. I do like this display here though with the health bar, so I can easily see what my health is at. On the old game, I would frequently forget to heal after a battle. And now I have it right there in front of my face that I need to heal up. I also like that you can have multiple windows open. I meant to open this to see what I was wearing. But I closed the loot window, so I guess I don't get it. I don't think it would have been better for me as a knight anyways. I'm wearing a plate and it was a leather piece. Shield, and then let's go ahead and do that poison cloud I wanted to show you. We'll put out a million barbarians there. And 5 vicious no barbarians are racked by poison. 1 died already from the poison, so that shows you how powerful that magic is. And we'll do the storm cloud too. This does moderate damage to 1 group, so we'll cast it on the gnomes here. And already it killed 1 of them. But my weapon can do so much more damage, so the magics are useful, but secondary for a knight anyways. And knights are excellent party members, well-rounded fighters. Great leaders, along with barbarians, are also great leaders in a party. Cranky dwarf wizards. Want to make a joke right here, but I'm not sure it'd be appropriate. clearing up this entire area. I was going to keep playing until I die, just wanting to give a preview of what the game is like. So you kind of get the idea. It's more exploring. It's a nice little dungeon crawler kind of game. I still think it's very fun. This version is definitely very fun, especially if you want to play it on a more modern computer. This is intended for modern computers. It's not for legacy computers, not for retro at all. So this is just a retro game reinvented for the modern era. It's a nice game. I don't even think I'm anywhere close to leveling still. But I am definitely slaying these people like there's no tomorrow, taking out 2, 3 at a time. There's the new image for the scrolls that I was referring to. See, this is the old image that was included in the previous game, and he updated them to look more like this, more like a scroll. Level 7 hail damage, but I've already got hail spell. I could take it for money, which is usually a great thing to do. Take everything and sell everything and save up your money, but inventory space is always a concern for me when I do that. Ooh, we got knights. Let's go ahead and let's see if we do a fireball on those 4. Only killed 1, so yeah, barely worth it right now, but it's only a level 3. If I level that up, it'll definitely do more damage. The hail did an amazing job killing 8. Hail can be pretty powerful, but it's not the most powerful. The most powerful in the game is death darts, which I currently don't have. But death darts are very, very powerful. Two orc barbarians, giving me a diamond mail. So you can't do this in the original game either. You can't have 2 windows side by side, so when you get loot, if you don't remember what you're wearing, you just have to try to take it and then look at your other window and see if it is indeed better or not. And again, you didn't get these stats when you moused over it, so this is definitely a very helpful addition. Not to mention all your stats are up here and you can see an immediate change. So this gives me 20 physical armor, 2 defense, 1 agility. This one gives me 25 physical armor and 3 defense, but no agility. I'm going to stay with the armor. I don't think I necessarily need agility. So this would be a pretty good item to sell. Large uns. Large uns. Let's kill these people. Killed almost all of them. 6 of them. A blinding axe that comes with a level 8 blast. Blast is a light, sort of like lightning. It's a more powerful variation of lightning. It literally causes a blast. The malevolent quarterstaff. This is pretty good for some mages out there. And I am out of space, so I don't know what to take. I should have went to town and sold. So I guess we'll just trade off that since it's almost empty. It's only got 5 casts left. And I will take the malevolent quarterstaff. And I will need to teleport out. Where's my inventory? There you go. Teleport. I've got 4 uses out of my teleport. As you can see, I go right back in here. And I can kind of head backwards to sell items. Where is that? Ring of Abyssio. I'm not even saying that right, I bet. 3 grand. Gives you +1 magical resistance. Whereas my ring of, my dynamic ring of Vigor give me initiative and strength. Maybe that's why I'm able to cast the shield first, because of that extra 3 initiative. But 1 magical resist. Sounds like a good stat, but I don't think I can afford it right now. Maybe I could replace my ring of Vigor. Go with magical resist instead of 2 to strength. But at any rate, I can definitely sell that diamond mail here that I picked up. I didn't want, so we can go ahead and sell the diamond mail. And the malevolent quarterstaff sells for 2,500 gold. The club of anger, 2 to dexterity and 6 to threat. And what was I using? I'm using the Mace of Chivalry, 3 to strength, 200 to dexterity. So yeah, I think my Mace of Chivalry is better. I'm going to go ahead and sell the Club of Anger. Oh yeah, and the Blinding Axe, I picked this one up too. 900, but I still think my Mace of Chivalry is better. Not to mention that I have, with my fencing, I get extra with my maces and swords. I think axes is a different skill that barbarians get, and that's why I can't use it. So we go ahead and sell that for 900, and then we'll be done. Now, you didn't get to see this in my demo of the other game, but I had mentioned that if you go into the upper entrance, you will start right back at the beginning, but if you go into the lower entrance, you'll pick up right where you left off when you teleported out. As you can see, I'm right back here. So if for whatever reason you get stuck in the game and you teleport out and you don't want to go back to where you were, that's an option. You go into the upper part of the dungeon and you will go back to the start. And I think that you guys pretty much get the idea here, so I can probably stop cutting and go right after I finish this battle. And there we go, an elixir of health. So that's my little look at this modern take. Thank you for coming along with me. Give the game a try. I actually think it's a really good game. I'd like to see the game get a little bit more popular. It's very nostalgic for me. As I said, this was the game that got me into my fantasy role-playing adventures and PC gaming. I know that there was a lot of other games, but this is the one that I fell into first at my brother's house when I was first getting into computers. And when I was online playing with other people, it just blew my mind when I was playing. So this is very nostalgic for me. Alright, let's see. Is there an easy way to exit the game from here? Do I have to teleport out? I think I have to teleport out. Just did that. Alright, exit to the gallery, and I am done. Thank you for watching.